book lovers, it's Jenny at Julia Baby Jen, and this is Friday Reads. Okay, so today is the last day of March 31st. Hard to believe. Tomorrow will be April Fool's Day. And today I'm going to be doing my Friday Reads. I'm just going to talk about what I'm going to be reading this weekend. So I'm hoping to finish this tonight because I wanted to finish it before the end of March. And that is The Shadow Hour by Melissa Gray. This is a sequel to The Girl at Midnight, the second book in a trilogy. This is a fantasy. It reminds me a lot of Daughter of Smoke and Bone. It's actually been compared to that, and there are a lot of similarities. Also, the writing style is somewhat similar, although no one can hold a candle to Laini Taylor ever on her amazing fantasy. But I still really do like this series. I read The Girl at Midnight twice now. I just reread it recently and I fell all in love with it again. I really do love this story. And then this is the sequel, my first time reading it, and I am loving it so far. And the third book, The Savage Dawn, comes out in July, so I'm looking forward to that too. So this is a fantasy world, a lot like Laini Taylor's, where it's like an in-between world, but it's in our own present world. And there's two races. This one race called the Drakians, I think is how they're called, and they're like dragon people. And then there are the Avacens or the Avacens, and those are like bird people. So the Avacens have like feathers and stuff, but they're like humans, but they do have some magical abilities. And then the Drakians have scales and stuff, but they're part human. It's really interesting, but they've been at war with each other, these races, for thousands of years. And this follows our main character. Echo is actually a human girl who's been caught up with the Avacens since she was a child. She's sort of been pseudo-raised by them because her family was terrible. And the Ala, who is like the wisest Avacen there is, kind of adopted her. And so that's kind of the premise of the story, and they're looking for something called the Firebird, which is supposed to bring peace to these two groups of people. So that's like the first book. Now we're into the second. It's moved way beyond that now, and I'm just really loving this fantasy. Alright, the next book I had hoped to finish before the end of tonight, before the end of March, but I don't think it's going to happen. And that is Turn Right at Machu Picchu by Mark Adams, Rediscovering the Lost City One Step at a Time. This is a nonfiction book where this author, Mark Adams, actually, he's like a travel editor. He actually follows in the footsteps of Hiram Bingham III, who is the one who was credited with discovering Machu Picchu in 1911. So he actually kind of follows his trail to the discovery to try to emulate the journey. And this is the book he wrote about, so he kind of compares his journey to Bingham's journey. And it's really interesting so far. I've already learned a ton about the Peruvian people, and I really do want to go here someday. This is one of the top places on my places in the world I want to see. I really want to see this. I really want to visit Lima, and I really want to see Cusco. There's a lot in that area that I would just love to see. And Peru is supposed to be so interesting because there's so many different climates, and like there's mountains and deserts and beaches. It's just crazy, like the geography of this country that's not really that big, but yeah, it's so diverse and so interesting. So anyway, I'd love to go there someday. I just want to read some more about it. And so far, I'm really liking this. I don't think I'll get it finished tonight, but I do want to read some more of this weekend. And tomorrow, I'm going to be starting a buddy read with my bestie, Karen. And we're going to be reading A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This is my top read top series I want to read in April. So I'm going to get started right away. So we're going to start this tomorrow, and I cannot wait to finally dive into this series. And then if I have time this weekend, I might start in A Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. I just picked this up used, and I think this book looks fantastic. This is a suspenseful thriller. Ruth Ware wrote her most recent book was The Woman in Cabin 10, which is supposed to be really creepy. And this is a previous book she wrote that's now kind of resurfacing all over BookTube. I've seen it a few places and online. And one of my Goodreads groups is reading this for Book of the Month from March 15th to April 15th. So I thought I would read it as well. So I might start this book this weekend. We'll see. And then I'm going to be starting on my Kindle A Mortal Song by Megan Crew. I've heard a lot of mixed things about this book, but I really do want to read this. This caught my eye. And this will go really well with my Around the World challenge because this takes place in Japan, so I can add a book about Japan to my challenge. That will be awesome. So yeah, I would like to start this book this weekend. And that is all I'm planning on reading this weekend. Leave me comments below on what you're reading. I hope everyone has a good day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.